The call came on a Tuesday, a voice from a past I thought I'd buried. My hometown, a place I hadn't seen in a decade, was buzzing. A miracle, they called it. A girl named Lily had apparently healed the sick with a touch. As a journalist with a nose for nonsense, I smelled a story. Or maybe I just needed an excuse to go back, to face the ghosts I'd left behind. Landing back in that sleepy town felt like stepping into a dream, or maybe a nightmare. The air, thick with the scent of pine and something else, something cloying and sweet, was just as I remembered. The townspeople, however, were different. Their eyes held a fervent, unnerving gleam. They spoke of Lily in hushed, reverent tones, her name a prayer on their lips. She was a gift, a saint. But to me, she was a puzzle. My first stop was my childhood home, now occupied by my estranged younger sister, Sarah. The years had carved new lines on her face, lines of worry, and something I couldn't quite name. She was a believer. She told me Lily had cured her chronic migraines, a condition that had plagued her for years. When I pushed, questioning the how, her face clouded over. "You always have to tear things down, don't you, Alex?" she said, her voice sharp. "Some things are meant to be accepted, not understood." The next day, I found the town doctor, a man whose weary eyes had seen too much. He was packing his office, ready to leave. "There's nothing for me here anymore," he sighed, gesturing to his empty waiting room. "They don't need medicine. They have Lily." He spoke of impossible recoveries, of terminal patients walking out of his clinic, hale and hearty, but there was a tremor in his voice, a fear he wouldn't articulate. He just handed me a folder of medical records, charts showing inexplicable changes, and whispered, "Be careful, Alex. This isn't a miracle. It's a trade." His words echoed in my mind as I walked through the town square. It was decorated for some kind of festival, adorned with strange, hand-carved wooden symbols. They were everywhere on lampposts, doorways, even etched into the pavement. I recognized them from old town folklore, symbols of a pre-Christian deity, a forgotten god of the harvest and the forest, a god that demanded sacrifice. My investigation led me to the town's archives, a dusty room filled with the scent of decaying paper. I spent hours poring over brittle books and faded maps. There it was, a story passed down through generations. Every few decades, the town would be blessed with a son-child, a healer who brought prosperity. But the prosperity always came at a price. The old texts spoke of a debt to the Ancient One, a life for a life. The healer would burn brightly, but briefly. Their life force traded for the health of others. Chills ran down my spine. The doctor's words, "It's a trade," clicked into place. Lily wasn't a saint. She was a sacrifice. The town wasn't being blessed. It was being drained. I found Lily in the old church, her small frame silhouetted against a stained glass window. She looked pale, ethereal, with dark circles under her eyes. She wasn't a divine being. She was just a child, exhausted and frightened. "They love me," she said, her voice barely a whisper. I make them better. When I told her what I discovered, that her gift was killing her, she just smiled a sad, knowing smile. It's my purpose, she said. It's what I'm for. That night, the festival began. The whole town gathered in the square, their faces lit by torchlight, their eyes fixed on a wooden effigy at the center. It was the ancient god from the books. And then Lily was led out, dressed in a white gown, a crown of flowers on her head. The crowd cheered, their adoration a terrifying, suffocating wave. Sarah was among them, her face wrapped with devotion. She wouldn't even look at me. I saw the town elder approach Lily, a ceremonial dagger in his hand. This wasn't a celebration. It was the final payment. I had to do something. I shouted, screamed, tried to break through the crowd, showing them the old texts, the medical files. I pleaded with them, with Sarah, to see the truth, that they weren't being healed. They were parasites, feeding on a child's life. For a moment, there was a flicker of doubt in their eyes. A woman in the crowd clutched her side, a phantom pain returning. A man coughed, a dry, racking sound. The miracle was fading. Panic began to ripple through the mob, their devotion twisted into desperate, angry fear. They turned on me, the heretic who dared to question their salvation. I saw the rage in Sarah's eyes as she joined the chorus, calling for my silence. I ran. Sometimes, at night, I see their faces. I see the fervor, the fear, and the blind faith. And I wonder if I saved anyone, or if I just ran away. I exposed the truth, but the truth didn't set them free. It just made them angry. And I learned the hard way that some people would rather die for a beautiful lie than live with an ugly truth. The story was never published. Who would believe it? Thanks for watching.